I'm David Volk, a voice of the resistance. Today's post, is it time for me to wrap it up? Just one word, Benjamin. Plastics. When some guys reach middle age, they feel the need to shake things up and buy a sports car. Others offer a big fancy trip where they can reflect on the first half of their life and where they'll head in the second half. A new career, a new home, a new life. But not me. I'm thinking about plastic wrap. It's not just any plastic wrap, mind you. It's the box of Costco stretch-tight plastic food wrap that is quickly reaching the end of its petroleum-based life. Every day I look at the box filled with the saran wrap knockoff, and I wonder if this will be the day that it finally happens. The day when the roll runs dry. When all that's left of 3,000 square feet of plastic wrap is a big-ass box, a rolling cutter, and an empty cardboard roll. I live in fear of that day because then I will have to make a difficult decision that could alter my life and have an impact on how much time I will remain on the planet. No, really, I'm not kidding. I'm not anywhere old enough to think that I'm only going to buy a few more iPhones or that I've only got one car or computer purchase left in my lifetime, as I've heard some people say. But Costco Stretch Tight is another matter, and I know what I'm talking about. When my mom died back in 2005, I inherited what was left of her 3,000 square foot box, and it lasted at least 5 years. Possibly 10. Granted, my mother didn't cook all that much, but still. And when that ran out, I don't know, maybe 2010 or 2015, my wife and I bought the current 3,000 foot box, which we've been using to this day, at least a decade later, and we've used a lot of it because it keeps my sandwiches fresh at work and it protects my kids' school lunches. Yet it keeps on keeping on like the never-ending scarf that magicians pull out of their hats, ears, butts, or other orifices that we didn't even know they had. Now that my kids are in the final years of high school, though, I wonder if we'll need all that much. Keep in mind that 3,000 feet is as long as the Navy Pier in Chicago or Three Sisters Falls in Peru. Three Sisters Falls in Peru, which I don't know about you, but I'd never heard of until this moment. Hell, the Empire State Building is only 1,250 feet tall, or 1,250 feet tall, if you don't include the antenna, which you definitely shouldn't because it would pierce a huge hole in the plastic. That means I would almost have enough to wrap the whole darn building if only it weren't so wide. Put another way, 3,000 feet is half a mile, and I'm not really sure I'll need to wrap a half a mile of stuff before I'm in need of my own preservatives, if you catch my drift. I could, of course, get the 2-pack of boxes with 750 feet each, or 1,500 feet total, for $14.99, but where's the fun in that? Sure, it will save me 1,500 feet, but it's only $5 less than the 3,000 foot roll. And what kind of self-respecting cheap bastard would I be if I spent 9/10 of a cent per foot when I could get it for 6/10 of a cent per foot? But then what? I'm pretty sure no one ever said, he who dies with the most plastic wins. If that's the case, then what happens to all that plastic when I die? I mean, I know I'm a pack rat and all, and I'm pretty sure that my kids will go through all my stuff with a fine tooth comb to find what to give away and what to keep for historical value or sentiment. Yeah, right. If I were them, I'd probably just come in with a backhoe and scoop it all out. Still, I imagine there are some things of value, like my old stamp collection, the monster change jar with a couple of $100 in it, and all the Swarovski crystal I got stuck with from my mother's airport gift shop. And maybe whatever's left of the plastic wrap I may end up buying later this year or next week. The only question is, who would get it? I mean, it doesn't seem practical to unwind the roll and then give 1,000 feet to each kid. I guess I could name the recipient in my will, or I could leave it for them to come up with reasons they don't want to be stuck with it and have the loser get it. Of course, I could leave it as a dowry for one of them for when they get married. All I would need is some money and a couple of cows and chickens to go with it. Or I could just pay retail and buy a series of smaller, more expensive boxes on an as-needed basis. Nah, maybe I should just get 6,000 feet instead. I've been David Volk, a voice of the resistance, albeit a strange and wrapped one.